In 1920, psychologist John B. Watson and his assistant Rosalie Rayner began a controversial experiment with 9-month-old little Albert. Initially, Albert showed no fear when interacting with a white rat, rabbit, or other fuzzy objects. This scene establishes the baseline of his natural reactions before psychological manipulation. Researchers documented his curiosity and laughter, unaware of the ethical violations about to occur. The stage was set for one of psychology's most infamous studies on conditioned fear responses in children. Watson and Rayner began pairing the white rat with a terrifying stimulus, the loud, jarring sound of a steel bar being struck behind Albert's head. Every time Albert reached for the rat, the researchers created this frightening noise. After several repetitions, Albert began crying and showing distress at merely seeing the rat. This demonstrated classical conditioning, how fear could be artificially created by associating neutral stimuli with frightening experiences. The ethics of deliberately traumatizing a child were completely ignored. The conditioned fear response soon generalized beyond the white rat. Albert began showing distress at similar white fuzzy objects, rabbits, fur coats, even a Santa Claus mask. His panic demonstrated how learned fear could corrupt natural responses to everyday things. Researchers celebrated this as scientific success, ignoring the psychological damage inflicted. The experiment revealed how easily children's developing minds could be manipulated, but at what ethical price? Albert was never given the chance to show fear responses might naturally diminish over time. Most disturbingly, Watson and Rayner concluded their experiment without reversing Albert's conditioned fears. They removed him from the study, while his terror responses remained fully intact, making no effort to decondition his fear. This complete disregard for the child's long-term well-being violated even the limited ethical standards of 1920. Albert's subsequent fate remains unknown. Researchers lost track of him, leaving haunting questions about potential lifelong psychological consequences. The case became a prime example of experimental abuse in psychology's history. The Little Albert experiment became a catalyst for developing modern research ethics. Today's institutional review boards, IRBs, would never approve such a study, requiring informed consent, risk assessment, and plans to minimize harm. While the experiment demonstrated classical conditioning principles, its true legacy is highlighting psychology's moral responsibilities. Current ethical codes ensure subjects' rights supersede scientific curiosity, a direct response to cases like Albert's. His unwitting sacrifice helped establish protections that now shield vulnerable populations from similar exploitation in research.